Antisocial Butterfly Podcast. We are here to inspire dreams and help you spread your wings to fly. Baby girl, it's okay to be shy. But now it's time to kiss fear goodbye.
Welcome back to another new episode of Antisocial Butterfly Podcast. I am your host, Lissy Correa. On this episode, I have another wonderful opportunity to connect with someone very special. Please welcome my friend, Patty.
Hi,
Patty.
Hi, everyone.
Patty and I go way back to our days when I lived in Reno, Nevada, my hometown, Reno. You live here in Las Vegas, which I didn't know you were living here because I know before you go back and forth. And
I know. I just kind of surprise people.
Yeah, I love it. You're like, hey, I've been living here for a year. Before the episode started, Patty, I was listening to a song that usually gets me in the right headspace, gets me empowered to do the podcast because little voices in my head tell me otherwise. So I was listening to the song Destiny's Child Survivor, and there was a special lyric in there that really I thought of you. And that's, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to work harder.
Yes.
I've known you for a long time, but professionally, I've always admired how your hustle is, how you are on the grind. You want to be your own boss. You have tried, different personal ventures. One that stuck out to me because I was considering doing it and even still have a passion of maybe doing it is being a masseuse. And before you became the wonderful financial professional that you are, which we'll dive into, I wanted to talk about a little bit about that time in your life. Tell me, are you still doing that masseusing, or is that completely out of the door?
I do it here and there. It's just not somewhere where I want to put my focus in because I have had injuries from it, and it just has beat up my body so much that I feel like I'm actually to the point where I'm completely done with it.
So don't hit her up, anybody. Don't hit Patty up.
It's not that I hate doing it. I love doing it. But I would be more open to doing it for family and friends, just for fun. But as a career, full-time or part-time, I believe I'm done with it. I don't know if you remember that I used to do it on the casino floor. So it was exciting. I got to meet all types of people. Mostly everyone in the casino was very upbeat, and they were just there to have a good time. So I really enjoyed being a part of that. Like I mentioned, I did do massage while people were gambling. So I did experience uncomfortable positions while I was massaging, and, squeezing into little tight spots, and again, repetitive injuries. And, on top of that, just, I think it was just also hard trying not to get people more drunk than they were already, and just getting them plain sick at the tables. So I think that was a challenge.
Dealing with drunk people is one thing.
Yes. It was just constant harassment a lot of times, but I've learned to deal with that.
Well, you're a beautiful woman. And so, and especially with alcohol involved, I can imagine that's the stuff that you had to probably deal with. And I'm just assuming. So I'm like, let me ask, and we don't have to go into any experience or all experience the bad that you had. But I was thinking, does she miss one thing about it? And I do remember that you were telling me that you'd gamble. I mean, that you massage people that were gambling. Maybe you did gamble after, who knows? But besides the point, you massage people who were gambling, which I didn't even know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find that?
A lot of people still get surprised with it. I used to massage, and people would walk up by and be like, "Oh my God, I'm doing massage while gambling! That's so cool," But then there were the people that just thought it was so weird, and would just give odd looks. It was just something new for a lot of people walking through.
you did that, and you probably did the normal massage where you're in a, they're laying down or in a room, or they're just, standing up or positioned somewhat on a chair. Do you have a preference that you prefer doing?
That's the best part about just doing table massage. Get more of a relaxation like feeling. It's more relaxed. You don't, and you're not injuring yourself as well.
I have not yet experienced your amazing hands, but I know they're amazing. Did you go to school for doing that here in Vegas or there in Reno?
So I did the course over in Reno. It was like a 10-month class that I did. It wasn't a long course for sure. It was only 10 months.
Yeah, 10 months. I was just interested for maybe the listeners out there who maybe are diving into or exploring careers, and maybe that has fallen into their lap of how to become one. So schooling, number one, because you have to get licensed.
You have to be licensed. You have to do your background check, fingerprints. So I would say it's pretty highly regulated as well.
When you were massaging the people on the floors, I just in my head think, man, there must have been famous people, or either that, not that she massaged, or that she saw passing through. Was there any cool people that you met?
I never met anybody famous, but I met high rollers, and I think they were probably just as cool.
Ooh, explain to me, what's a high roller?
A high roller, just people coming with money. They have money to front, and they have wealth. So thousands is what they're playing with. Yes.
Ooh, man.
Yes, I've seen thousands of dollars lost, and it's nothing to them. I've met pretty humble people for the most part. Wow.
Well, that chapter is closed for you, but definitely I for sure developed some sort of the grind of putting your name out there, or just the business side of it. I'm sure it helped you somewhat to develop maybe where you are now, because I think nothing that you do goes in vain. I think everything that happens to your life leads you somewhat to where you're supposed to go if you make the right awareness. And you, my friend, I've just always known you to try things, and I love that, because you don't let failure or people or what ifs stop you from doing things.
No, never.
And that's what led you to the field, possibly where you are now, the financial financial field.
Yes, I was doing the MLM companies. I was doing retail. I was doing a part-time retail job, and then I was also doing massage therapy on the side. So I had a little bit of going on, and then, one of my friends contacted me, a really good friend of mine, actually, that I've known from elementary school. And he's like, hey, I want to share some valuable information with you. And I would like to sit down with you, and, it could be something that could benefit you and your family. So, I agreed, and I went in and sat down with him, and he asked me, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate your knowledge in finances? And so I was like, oh, maybe a 3 or 4, It was probably less than that, but I was trying to make myself seem a little
maybe -0.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, 3 or 4. But then I realized that once he shared all the information with me, all the financial concepts, and, how taxes work. So it was a little bit of everything. And I just realized how little I knew about finances, and I just saw how important it would have been if it was just taught in school, right? I feel like schools lack that, I feel like it should be a topic to be brought up in schools, especially in colleges. I think it should be one of the basic, instead of math, English, and science, or whatever they have in college, you should put in a finance class in there.
Completely agree.
Completely agree. I just feel like we have so much to learn, and I was open to that. I feel like we would have, many of us would have be set for financial success if we were taught all those things ahead of time. I wasn't told, you know, you need to start saving for your retirement as soon as I turned 18, right? Like how much money I would have had in there already if I started a retirement savings. A life insurance policy, I think it's very important too. You just don't know when or how you're gonna die, you know, but it's for sure. It's for sure we're all gonna die. And I know I don't want to leave my family with, you know, like funeral expenses and things like that, you know. I don't want to leave them in a debt. So I you know, I made sure that you know, my family is taken care of in that part.
Wow. Patty, there's so much to uncover what you said right now in your answer.
I mean, and so the reason why I also joined the company was just because I really like helping families. It's really something that drives me. I love helping people, and that's why it's one of the reasons why I got in massage therapy in the first place, you know. But then
there's
I forgot
the
to take
connection.
care of yes, but then I forgot how to take care of myself, and I feel like with in the financial industry, I'm able to take care of myself, my family, and then everybody else. You know, I build connections with people here, and it's we talk about stories here. We connect in so many levels with people, and that's what I love about it here.
Just hearing you speak of it, you can completely see that you have a passion for it, and you have a message, and you have a purpose. You have a reason to wake up every day and do what you love. 100% agree with you that this should be taught in the schools, because I don't even think they do that now. I mean,
No.
I would have saved a lot of financial heartache that I experienced because I wasn't aware of how to save money, how to plan for those things. It's like, unfortunately, something has to happen to you or somebody close to you for you to like wake up and like, oh, this is not the way to do. I need to change. For me, it was us getting into debt when we bought our house. We were just going crazy with the credit cards, you know, charge it on the credit card, charge. And then, you know, we had the financial crisis hit with the homes back in 2008, 2007. Oh, yeah. You know, when we got that foreclosed, our credit was almost in the negatives, and we had to work from that. And now learning, okay, we don't need a credit card. We are not going to live on a credit card. Credit cards is maybe just to build credit, and that's fine, but don't rely on that, right? If you're going to use it, pay it off right away. But yeah, how to save money, how to live within your means, all of that. Man, it should be like a requirement for kids and for people in school. Exactly. So you mentioned life insurance, retirement. So you're a financial professional and help people establish their financial dreams, whatever that be, you know, and help them let that come into a reality. Aside from those two that you mentioned, maybe with retirement and life insurance, is there any other services that people can connect you on and help you sort that out for them?
We also offer college funds. I know a lot of families are having to like find how to pay for their kids' college once they get to that point, right? So I think when you plan for it ahead of time, you don't have to, you save yourself that headache, you know, of like later on when it does come to that moment, you're not having to take out loans. So I think the earlier you prepare yourself for those kind of things, the better you'll be off. And I'm a big planner. So, you know, I did set my kids up for a college fund, and I recommend everyone to start something for their kids. And you can even start them as early as 2 weeks old. So that's a you know, great benefit if you wanted to start something for your kids early on.
Is there a minimum that they have to contribute for a fund like that?
So there's no minimum. We can work around what you would like to put in, and then we work numbers around that. But we can make it work.
Yeah. And you speak Spanish, so all the Latinos out there that need some or feel comfortable speaking Spanish, you speak both languages. You're like CCC. This is an industry that not a lot of people that I know are in. And so that you're in it, it's awesome that you're diving into that world, becoming the professional and knowing all about the financial industry. because now you're in this industry, out of all the industries that you could have chosen, is there something that sticks out to you that now that you have this title, that you're connecting with all these people, what is like one impact that you hope to make in this industry?
Just making people a little bit more aware, the how important it is to have, like, you know, this financial literacy. I think if anything, there's a huge lack of financial literacy in this world, and I believe spreading that awareness is where it's my mission, to just spread that awareness with everyone.
You're so approachable, and I hope people can just gauge how awesome you are. And that's why they have people like you in the field to let them know what they should do, and that it's okay if you messed up and your finances are out of whack. Because I looked up a statistic before the call, and it showed me that 50% or 45% of Americans don't even have a savings account.
Yes, that is very
And I'm
right.
like, ooh, ouch. And you're a planner, I'm a planner, and it hit me hard where I'm like, okay, if you're so you call yourself a planner, but what happens when you pass away? Like you said, that's a for sure thing that's going to happen.
Okay,
right?
yes. Right.
And do you really are 100% sure you know what's going to happen when you pass away? Like, is your funeral going to be taken care of? You don't want to leave your family with that, debt. And I answer that, I'm like, I don't know. I think so, but I didn't like that answer, right? I'm like, no,
Right.
that's not. And I wasn't aware of that until I started working in the life insurance business. And, you constantly hear the topic of death. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like talking about that, and still feel some type of way about it. It's normal, right?
Yeah.
But, seeing it of stories of people who did not take care of themselves, and then their families were struggling after, day in and day out, seeing that, I'm like, okay, I got to put my 2 feet down and start really feeling uncomfortable, but it's a necessity.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And not only that, you want your family to have the time to grieve. My sister, her husband passed away. She didn't have the time to grieve because it was just, they were just worrying about, they were so focused on getting the money for the funeral expenses and everything else that had to be covered. So I believe it's important to just take care of your family now. Make sure you have that set in place so your family has a time to grieve, and they're not having to worry about kermeses and GoFundMe. They have a time for themselves to take the time and grieve. Important to have that.
And aside from people who may have the opportunity to get insurance through their jobs, they could still work with you if they wanted to get additional coverages, or maybe if self-employed people, for sure, right, that don't have the opportunity. Those people who still have insurance through their jobs, can they still connect with you for additional coverages?
Yes, they can. And it's actually recommended because you just never know if that employer decides to let you go at some point. Your life insurance it's done with. They let you go, you're no longer covered with them. So I think it's important to have that on the side. Even if it's just $20,000, $30,000, at least enough to cover like funeral expenses or to cover any kind of debt that your family may have. I believe it's a good idea to have that on the side.
I thought, oh, the one at my job is fine. That's it. Nothing else is required or needed. But then when I learned, I'm like, well, why are these other companies out there offering life insurance? And I type, right? Just look it up. But to your point, yes, you don't know your job security. Hopefully you're there until you retire. But as we've learned from the pandemic, and even just losing jobs from other people who let us go, that is not the case. You're not guaranteed to stay there forever. So having that extra additional coverage is just a peace of mind, and for anything.
It is.
Now, you've been in the business. How long have you been in the financial industry now?
So I've been in the industry for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yes, and I'm planning to stay in this long term. I'm all in 100%. So I don't want people thinking I'm only in it for short term. I'm here 100%. It's something that fuels me. So it's something that I'm really passionate about. So I'm here to stay.
Patty, tell me, did you ever think that you would end up in this field?
No, never. I never thought. I did kind of brush off my friend a few times, I would tell him, oh, I'll get around to it, but then I finally said, okay, I'll go sit with him. He has something valuable to share with me. I'm going to go sit down with him. So, and thanks to him, thank God I'm here. I think it was the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I'm not just saying that just to say it. I really mean that, because it has made a big difference in my life. It has changed me in so many ways. And I think there's so much growth here, so much potential here. So.
Wow, well, shout out to that friend that didn't give up and kept telling you to sit with me. And did you have to go to any special like schooling or any kind of training to be in your field?
Yes, so you have to do the course, which is only like 9 chapters. So it's really nothing. It's 9 chapters. You go take your exam, you do your background check, fingerprints, and just like any like business or like massage therapy, you have to do that as well. So it was not a biggie for me. So I went through all of that, and then you get your business license, and like I tell everyone, because people tell me, oh, you're just a scam. You're just a scam. I'm like, no, how am I a scam? I have my business license. I did my fingerprints. I did a background check.
Yeah, like where are they saying that from? Get out of here. Those are haters. Those are noise.
Highly regulated industry. So we have to have all of that. We have to be really on top of our stuff here.
I will make sure to include all the details on this episode below for your website, for people to contact you, because you offer free consultations.
Yes. So we don't charge anybody to sit down with them. If it's just to get information, I'm more than willing to open up my schedule and, sit down with them. And now with Zoom, it's actually very convenient. Now we don't have to go sit down at an office, to talk about this stuff. We can just get on the Zoom, and I actually prefer this. It's really nice. You don't have to go anywhere, and you still get to interact with people. So I love this.
So anybody really across the US can reach you, or is it just certain cities and states?
Yes, all of the US. We also work with Canada. So it's over 20 countries that we are connecting with.
Yeah. So you say no to nobody. Well,
no
maybe.
To nobody.
I don't know, but you're willing to accept them for that first consultation. Yes. Or you're open to everyone.
Yes.
So, and being in your field or just being successful in general, I feel that you have to have some sort of positive people around you. And the 5 people that you surround yourself with, I truly believe speak to who, influence you and make who you are. Is there like a financial mentor, YouTuber, motivational speaker that inspires you to keep going and growing?
Let's. I know some people follow him. Some of my mutual friends follow him.
Say the name again, because I'm not familiar.
Ed Milet.
Ed Milet. Okay.
Yes. ED and then last name MYLETT.
Oh, and beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, he was actually in the financial industry. He actually started with the company I'm with right now, and he became a billionaire, and now he's like a very well-known motivational speaker. And yes, that's one person that actually inspires me.
Are you allowed to say the name of the company you work for?
With World Financial Group, and we are a part of a Aegon organization. So it's located actually in New Zealand. So it's just a stock market. The symbol is AEG. That's the stock market symbol. If you want to look it up, or if anyone wants to look it up, you're more than welcome to. So they actually took over Transamerica, and they did that in order to take to have a presence here in the United States. And we actually do the marketing for Transamerica. I don't know if you've gone to San Francisco before.
Yes, one of my favorite cities.
Yes. So in the financial district, they have a big pointy building.
Yes.
Yes, it looks almost like a pyramid. That's a Transamerica building, and that's who we do the marketing for.
Wow. Yeah, that's like a very famous building, right? The pointy one.
Yes, it's actually in the Sonic movie.
That's when you know you've made it.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So you do the marketing for them.
Mm-hmm, correct.
Oh, wow. What does that entail as far as the marketing?
So we do like the marketing, like as for like the products and like the services. So we're the agents, we just market, and we work with different companies through them. So it's Nationwide, Pacific Life, so we're not limited on who we can work with. We work with a lot of like companies. You recognize Nationwide, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So it's a
Nationwide
big
is on your side.
Exactly. Yeah, so we work with A+ rated companies, and if they drop below that, we automatically drop them. And obviously they do their background on us too. Obviously they want to know we're like a credible company, and we were also listed on the 100 Fortune company, so we're too big to fail. So yes, we work with really well-known companies.
Yeah, that's good to hear for people who maybe are a little already hesitant to, they always give a reason not to do things, but we're giving them all reasons why to do it. You're established. You didn't just come up from the blue, and you know your stuff. You're here to stay. You're passionate about it. So please, anybody who is listening, who is struggling with any part of their financial, and it could be any part of your finances, she can help you all. But let's start with baby steps. Connect with Patty, tell her what your goals are, and she will help you how to get there.
Exactly. And it's just becoming a little bit more aware of your finances. It's not that I believe I'm better than anybody else or believe that I'm smarter than anybody else. I think we all have something to learn from each other. And if you're willing to come in and sit down with me and you can teach me something in finances, I'm all in for it, like we're all here to learn from each other. And
yes.
I don't want people thinking that that I believe I'm better or smarter, because that's not it.
And the preferred way to contact you, is it through the website we're going to share?
Yes.
Website is the best way to get a hold of you to start that conversation.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing about your journey getting there and how the services that you offer and how people can contact you. It's truly a thing that people need to invest time with. What you stated, your purpose is spreading that knowledge. You have to have energy, feel great to do the things that you have to do to be successful. And that's, being a mom, being the financial professional that you are, and all that drains energy. So you have to have a lot of energy and just be your best healthy self. And I wanted to ask if you had a healthy habit, a daily routine that ensures that you have that energy.
Most important one is sleep. I love my sleep.
Sleep.
Have like good sleep, and I don't believe in the no sleep team. I think you should not deprive yourself of sleep. Get a lot of rest and sleep, and you'll be able to function through the whole day. I know if I don't get enough sleep, my day just feels like a drag, and I don't have the energy for my kids, and I cannot afford doing that, because my kids require me to be at my best every single day, and somewhat at their level. Sometimes
yes.
It's hard, but I try my very best to be at their level, every day. Just keep up with them.
What is Patty's ideal sleep hours to say, I got a good rest tonight?
I would say 6 to 8 hours.
That is good. I mean, they say 6 to 9, but everybody's a little different. But yours, with your body, it's 6 to 8 to feel rested. Well, make sure you get your sleep, see how much you're sleeping right now, and try to add 30 minutes to it. That's how I started when I started taking it, like opening my eyes of what happens to your body on the inside hormone wise when you don't get enough sleep. You don't get enough sleep, you don't have enough energy, right? So your body tries to make it up by releasing this hunger hormone, and you're thinking you're hungry when your body's really saying I need like energy. So if you're noticing you're snacking a little more, it could be because you're not sleeping enough. People don't really talk about the importance of sleep. So thank you for sharing that importance. My next question is, you have amazing skin. It's always very flawless, very smooth.
Circles, you know, the mom black circle, the dark circles down here.
That comes with the territory. I think that has nothing to do with how you take care of yourself, I feel. But is there one favorite skincare product or makeup product that currently you're obsessed about?
You know, I bought this product and I just love the feeling of it. It's that red LED. I forgot the name of it. It has like a red LED light, and it like.
Is it a mask?
No, it's a machine. It's a handheld machine, and it's supposed to help with like wrinkles and just like it helps like your skin with the pores and all that stuff.
What I'm thinking of is when you said LED, I'm sure you've probably seen this on the internet, but it's literally looks like a mask, like that you put over your face, and then that you're supposed to just leave it on, and it shoots lights on your face, and it helps with the wrinkles, like texture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, ooh, but yours is not a mask. So it's this actual. So how do you use it?
So it's rechargeable. You turn it on and it turns out on the red light and it starts heating up. It's a pretty tolerable heat and it feels really nice on your face. And you just massage your face with it in circular motion. And it's supposed to help, like you said, a texture, wrinkles, with pores. So it's like a LED like therapy.
Yes, girl. I'm in that age now where like, give me all the skincare products, anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, give it to me all. I'll bathe in it.
I want to do Botox.
Yeah. How often do you use that?
Well, it's once a day. It does recommend like once to two times a day, but I just try to use it once a day.
That shows that you put self-care, or try to put self-care, because being a mom, having a job that you have, self-care can go down the list.
Oh, it can. And I think like people forget about that. And I always like, I always got like shit about it. Like, oh, you're going out and, you know, you need to be with your kids all the time. And I feel like people put so much pressure on like moms, like so much. And I feel like you should take care of yourself first, and your kids, obviously your kids are your priority and you love them, you know, to death, but you also need to prioritize. I think you're the very first priority and your kids come second. If you're not happy, you're not taken care of, you cannot take care of your kids. So I make self-care a priority in my life. I think
couldn't have said it better.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
Massage parlor, you go to the spa and treat yourself, or whether it's 30 minutes to just read a book, or, you know, whatever self-care means to you, just make time for it.
Wow. I couldn't have closed on a better line right there. Take care of yourself. Yes, that's something we talk about a lot in my podcast, about self-care, about putting that as a priority, ignoring everyone's voices of what you should be doing in your life, because there's always going to be that one person telling you should do it this way. Mm-hmm. And although those opinions coming from the right person could be very powerful, but you have to also be empowered to listen to your own voice.
You know, I've just learned to listen to everyone else's opinions and what their thoughts are in it, but then I just block it out at some point, and I'm like, you know what, I'm doing me. Like, I'm not gonna let these you know, these people, and even though it's family, I love you, I respect what you think, your opinion, but now I'm gonna block it out and do me. And that's how I move forward.
Do you? Maybe that should be the name of the episode. Yes. Do you all the time. That it always goes back to that do you at the end of the day, because ultimately that's going to make you happy and at peace when you go to bed. You have a tattoo of a butterfly, right?
I do.
Tell me what the butterfly means to you and what and where do you have it?
So it's actually 3 butterflies. And me and my other 2 sisters actually went together, and we just thought, oh, butterflies, they're very free, and they're beautiful, and we just decided to put the word loyalty. I know in Mexico, in Morelia, that's where my family are from. The butterfly monarchas is really really popular out there. It's like they actually go there. The butterflies go there to one of the parks, and they lay their eggs there, and then there comes a season where they have caterpillars, the whole process. And
yeah,
like these butterflies just like bloom, and then they migrate, elsewhere at a different season. I mean, there's really not much to it. We just thought it was like very cute to have.
No, I love it. You could have chosen another animal, but I guess because it's a beautiful, it is beautiful. Butterflies are beautiful, and the 3 because it's 3 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
That symbolize, the freedom, and they're very free, and so we just got it together and we put the word loyalty there. I believe like sisterhood is important to have that loyalty.
Amen. And you guys have it at the same spot, all 3 of you?
Yes, I believe 2 of us got on the same leg. I can't remember one of my other ones got on the right side. I have it on my left.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love that. The whole concept of getting a tattoo when you're doing it with someone else that has the same tattoo. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm a chicken. I like want a tattoo, but that's why I don't have kids, because I'm scared of the pain. I mean, other reasons too, but pain is like the high on the list there. But yeah, thank you. I remember them like, oh yeah, she has a butterfly tattoo, and anything, a symbol could represent something to one person, and then it could represent something else to somebody, and doesn't mean that either or person is wrong. And that's why we just create our own interpretations and meanings of things. So I was ever so curious to ask you what it represented, to you and your family. So thank you for sharing, because that's beautiful that you guys did that as sisters.
Yes, and I mean, we also got like our birthstone colors there, and included. So that was nice to do with all, both of them.
Yes, I love your family, your sister. I mean, we didn't share with the audience, but I connected first through your sister, and we became close friends. And then I met, your wonderful self. So all of your family, I completely adore. And you guys would have karaoke there, and your family was just so welcoming. And me being the shy person, quote unquote, shy person that I am, I have a video of me singing a song, like full blown, like in my zone. And I'm like, who is that person? But this just goes to show whoever like I'm with, if I'm comfortable with you, my true goofy self, comes out.
Yes. Well, I mean, I believe myself to be, shy and quiet, but there's some moments where you feel comfortable with the people that you're with, and it's full you comes out. And I think they bring out the best version of me,
Yes.
when I'm open to opening up to them. When I feel comfortable with someone, is because I fully trust this person, and I just feel totally comfortable.
Well, this whole conversation time with you has been nothing but fun and comfortable. So Patty, again, thank you again for being here. We will shoot all of your details on the episode below. So make sure you hit up my girl, Patty, for any financial advice. And we will ensure to have you maybe back again for an update.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much for your time and for having me on here.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. butterfly.